Get a life, nerd.
Hey everyone, Alkali Lake here, and I am so excited to show you this video because it was inspired by the short that I made, which went crazy viral, and millions, almost millions now, of people have watched it and really love it. So I originally did this look with red hair so I could be Mary Jane fused with Venom, but I redid it with my pink hair on Facebook just to make this video for you guys, and I hope you like it. This whole look was done on my Facebook channel and was done in about an hour and a half. It was a little bit longer if you go back and watch it because I talk a lot, but actual makeup application is only looking at about an hour and a half and can be faster if you do it more. The idea behind doing this is so that you have to put as little latex on your skin as possible. Yes, it would be so much easier if you just paint your skin with liquid latex, but a lot of people are allergic. And if you pre-make these sheets ahead of time, you can take them off easily and reuse them. So if this is a type of look that you might want to use for a convention or do a special effects look for a costume contest, you can reuse these pieces. And I have a video that I will include in the links above. You can click on the video to watch how I made this skin. So what's really cool about this type of skin is that you can apply it over your hair like I did and how you saw. I just pulled my hair back on one side and secured it with a ponytail and some bobby pins, and then I was able to easily attach this liquid latex fake skin to my face and just pin it in the back. So how you can see in the video is I'm just taking regular liquid latex that I used to make this skin, and I'm putting the liquid latex on my own skin, letting it get slightly tacky, and then touching the latex skin strips to my own skin with the liquid latex. So latex really likes itself and it bonds to itself, so you can use the wet liquid latex to bond the liquid latex. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. I'm using the liquid latex to also make these fun little like strands, and I'm leaking it over my clothes and using it on the edges of my clothes. The idea is to make it look like the symbiote is just starting to overtake my body. So I want it to look like it's starting on one side and kind of spreading over the other side. So you'll see strands of like ooey gooey symbiote that's kind of coming out the sides of this. And when I get to the finished look, you'll see a whole bunch more. If you really want this look to come across nicely, you're going to want to make as many strings and strands and ooey gooey stuff as possible. The mouth and teeth, which you'll see later in the video, were made with foam clay that I got from TNT Cosplay Supply. And they're pretty easy to make, and I will do a video on that in the future. I do have a video on my cosplay tutorials on how to work with foam clay, and it's really easy to mold and use and not difficult at all. And I did paint the foam clay with actual liquid latex as well. It's important that you paint the foam clay with liquid latex like you do your face and like I used to make these Venom skin pieces, because you're going to need the teeth to stick to your face. And as I mentioned before, liquid latex likes to stick to itself. So if you paint the foam clay and encapsulate it in liquid latex, it will stick to the face very nicely. I used MAC makeup black lipstick for my lips here, but you can just use basic like water paint, like aqua color or Kryolan, something that's easy to wash off and non-toxic. I would not recommend painting the liquid latex over your lips because I am not sure if it's meant to go near the mouth. And so because I'm not sure, that's why I used the MAC lipstick here. I know that it's approved to go on my mouth. Here you see I'm using a metal-ended rat tail comb, and I'm using it because I don't want to touch the liquid latex with my fingers. And you're starting to see all the strings on my body here, and that's what I'm using embroidery thread, and I'm just dipping them in a bowl of black liquid latex and draping them over my skin. I'm using the metal rat tail comb to position them and move them around without having to get my fingers too gross. So again, that's just black embroidery thread dipped in a bowl of liquid black latex, and I'm just draping them in a fashionable way kind of over my body. And here you see I removed a section of the Venom skin, and that's because I didn't like the way it was laying. So I'm using a larger section here to cover more of my body, which is actually a whole lot better. And the end look and desired result was much better. And again, you can make these strips ahead of time, and I had made several of these. You can make these Venom skin sections pretty quickly and have multiple on hand, especially if you want to do a large look. I would recommend if somebody is going to do a full Venom application for like a photo shoot on a model, I would say just to paint them with the the liquid latex if they are not sensitive to latex and not use the skin method. The skin method is just great for, again, conventions and stuff if you don't want to do a full application and you're going to be in it all day, you know, multiple hours at a convention or something, and it's probably just safer. A lot of people are allergic to liquid latex if it's on them for long amounts of time. And here you can see I'm finally attaching the Venom mouth to my skin, and this was a ton of fun. Right before I attached it, I just did one more layer of liquid latex on the back of the Venom piece, and then I did another fresh liquid latex to my face. If you want it to bond a little quicker, all you have to do is put your body heat over it, like with your hand. It'll kind of warm it up and it will dry faster. Here I'm taking some extra pieces of the Venom skin that I pre-made, and I'm using it to blend the edges of the appliance to my skin. So pretty simple there. Later on in the video, you'll see that I'll use a tried and true method of like appliance attachment that you've seen a lot before in the past for zombie makeup, which is just taking pieces of paper towel and dipping them in latex and then building it up on your face. There's tons of tutorials out there for that. It's very easy and it's like a very old school method and it works great. I wanted to get the piece down on my chin to attach to my face a little better. So that's what I did there, which you'll see again a little bit later in the video. I thought it was worth noting here that I used materials from all over the place, and I will link them in the description below. The liquid black latex is just found on Amazon and is very affordable. And then the tongue and then the lips for the Venom here were made out of foam clay from TNT Cosplay Supply. And then the first time I made this look, I used these cosplay pellets. They're kind of clear. And they're like a moldable plastic. And then this time I actually made them out of foam clay. So it's very versatile and you can use a lot of materials to make the teeth. If I had to do the teeth again, I would yellow them around the edges, which is something that I meant to do while I was doing this look, but just completely forgot at the end when I got a little bit tired. So the teeth should be a little bit more gross and, you know, perhaps a little bit more yellow. I'm about ready to finish off the look here, so just adding some last little pieces. I love to make sure that the look comes together from all different angles, and one thing I'm noticing is that if I turn my head completely to the unmakeup side, there's no introduction that the makeup's going to show up on the other side. Now, some of you might really like that, the fact that you're, you know, facing one way and you can't see any of the Venom, and then you face the other way and it's all Venom. I kind of wanted like a sneak peek when I'm facing one side, especially for photographs. Like if I'm facing one way, you can see like some tiny little black strings saying, oh, hey, there might be something, you know, very interesting coming up here. So you can see that I'll start to add some strings to the right side of my face by my hairline just to make it a little bit more visually interesting. I'm going to talk about the eye now, even though I'm not applying it yet in the video, because it's important to know that it doesn't actually touch my eye. I pre-made the white Venom eye ahead of time, just like I did the skin in that other video. Make sure to watch that if you want to know how to do this. And then I did not have white liquid latex, so I just painted the black liquid latex white after I formed the eye. So you can see me here getting the liquid latex kind of raw again around my eye and applying a new application and letting that dry. And then I put liquid latex on the back of the white eyepiece again, just to make sure everything would be tacky and fresh and free of dust. If you do things too much ahead of time, it could get dusty or a lint or something on it that'll make it not attach properly. So I can completely open my eye and blink my eye behind the white eyepiece. You see me applying it here, and I'm just tacking it down to the edges. One thing that I didn't really like with this eye is the eye shape. So you can see me coming back in with a little bit more black to refine how it looks. That's the great thing about this technique, is you can change different areas by just adding more black latex. You can see that here again too, because I don't like the look of the bright red tongue. I wish I had changed that a little bit. So you'll see here in the video, I'm going to take the black latex and I'm going to kind of wipe it over the bright red area on the tongue that's near the mouth. I felt like it was too red and not blending in very well, so I'm taking the black here and I'm just kind of slightly wiping it on. And then later I take black acrylic paint and I water it down and kind of paint over that edge too. And it makes the whole thing blend a whole lot better. And not that this looks very realistic. I purposely did it very cartoony, but it helps it a ton. And then here I'm taking white acrylic paint as well, and I'm coming in and I'm really kind of making this eye look a lot more like the comic books. Important to note for this look too is I thought about the whole thing. I kind of wanted to look like there was a struggle involved and like she just really was trying to reject the symbiote. So you'll notice that the red heart, very famous Mary Jane shirt is ripped, and here I'm covering it with liquid latex on this side. I really want it to look like she just was, not wanting this. She's all for Peter Parker, let's reject this symbiote. So think about the whole look when you're doing a cosplay, little things you can do to pull it all together. I thought that this made it look like it made a whole lot more sense to take the whole look into account. Ripped shirt, let's bust into that heart a little bit. I made sure to get some of the symbiote on the red heart, which I thought, Peter Parker would really dislike seeing the heart all covered in symbiote gunk. So there you have it, the finished look. I loved recreating this for you. If you like stuff like this, give me some ideas of what I can do in the future. I know the next Venom movie is coming out with Carnage, so I'm excited to maybe create something for that. See you guys soon. If you like this video, please make sure to hit like and subscribe and comment. It would help the channel a ton. And make sure to check out my other videos for lots of cosplay tutorials and some nerd lifestyle stuff. Thanks so much for watching.